My friends, today I want to speak to the heart of every soul who has ever felt weary, who has ever stood at the edge of giving up. There comes a moment in life when the road grows rough, the night seems long, and the burden feels too heavy to. But in that very moment, a voice must rise up from within, a voice that says, I will not quit. You see, there is a strength in us that cannot be measured by our muscles or our minds. It is a spirit, a fire that burns brighter when the winds howl the fiercest. This strength is born not from ease, but from struggle. When the storms come, they do not break us, they refine us. There is a purpose planted deep inside each of us, a calling that whispers, hold on, keep going. When doubt presses in and fear knocks at the door, remember why you began this journey. Remember that you were made for more than surrender. You were made to persevere. I want you to look at the trials before you not as walls, but as stepping stones. Every setback, every disappointment, every moment of pain is preparing you for a victory that will shine far beyond the darkness. The path of perseverance is never easy, but it is always worthwhile. When the night feels cold and lonely, cling to hope, be your lantern in the darkness. Speak to yourself with words of courage and encouragement. Because, my friends, the one who does not quit, who stands firm in the face of adversity, who walks the path of persistence, this one will see triumph. This one will taste the sweet fruit of victory that only comes after the fiercest battles. So when you feel like falling, rise. When you feel like stopping, press on. Say it with me now. I will not quit. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. For you are stronger than your struggles. You are more determined than your doubts. And you are destined for a glory that awaits those who refuse to give up. Hold fast. Keep the faith. And never quit. Unshakable faith is the foundation upon which determination stands. When life shakes us with unexpected trials and challenges, it is faith that steadies our hearts and minds. Faith is not merely a hope for things unseen. It is a confident assurance that beyond the darkness lies a purpose that will be fulfilled. Without faith, determination can waver. But when faith is strong, determination becomes a force that moves mountains. To have unshakable faith means to trust in what we cannot always see, to believe in promises that seem far away, and to hold on when everything inside urges us to let go. It is the quiet voice that whispers to keep going, even when the path ahead is uncertain. Faith does not deny the reality of struggle, but it transforms how we face it. Instead of despair, we find courage. Instead of fear, we find resolve. Determination fueled by faith is relentless. It refuses to bow to temporary failures or setbacks because it knows that each step forward, no matter how small, brings us closer to our purpose. This determination does not demand an easy journey, nor does it promise immediate reward. Instead, it embraces the process, trusting that perseverance will yield the harvest in due time. When faith and determination come together, they create a shield against discouragement. Life's storms will come, and storms will try to shake our resolve, but with faith rooted deep and determination unwavering, we will stand firm. This strength is not born of human willpower alone, but is empowered by a belief that transcends circumstance and time. There are moments when the night feels endless and the weight unbearable, but unshakable faith reminds us that the dawn will break. Determination in those moments becomes an act of defiance against giving up. It is a decision to rise each morning, to fight each battle, and to move forward with a heart full of hope. Unshakable faith also means surrendering our doubts and fears to something greater than ourselves. It is acknowledging that while we may not control every outcome, our steadfastness matters. This kind of faith produces a determination that endures, because it is not anchored in temporary strength, but in eternal promise. Determination without faith can burn out quickly, like a flickering flame in the wind. But when it is fueled by unshakable faith, it becomes a blazing fire that lights the darkest path. It pushes us to keep running the race even when the finish line seems hidden, because we believe the prize is worth every effort. In the end, unshakable faith and determination are gifts we give ourselves, a promise that no matter what happens, we will hold fast. It is this promise that leads us through the valleys and up the mountains, guiding us toward a future shaped by courage, hope, and an unyielding spirit. Adversity is not the enemy of strength. Rather, it is the very forge in which true strength is created. When challenges come crashing into our lives, they strip away what is fragile and reveal what is resilient. Strength born of adversity is not weakness disguised. It is a powerful force that grows deeper with every trial endured. It teaches us that the greatest victories often arise from the hardest battles. In the face of hardship, strength is more than physical endurance. It is a resilience of the spirit. It is the ability to rise after each fall, to stand tall when everything around us seems to be crumbling. This strength is the quiet courage that whispers, I will continue, even when the world shouts otherwise. It is forged in moments of pain, sweat, and tears, transforming us into warriors of life. Adversity reveals what we are truly made of by challenging our limits and testing our resolve. When difficulties press in, we discover reserves of power and determination we never knew existed. Each struggle becomes an opportunity to grow stronger, to build character, and to deepen our understanding of ourselves. Without adversity, strength would remain untapped, hidden beneath the beauty of strength in adversity is that it shapes us into more compassionate and empathetic people. Those who have walked through hardship often develop a heart that understands the pain of others. This shared experience connects us, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. Strength gained in adversity becomes a light that can guide and encourage others on their own journeys. It is easy to be strong when life is smooth, but true strength is revealed when the road is rough and uncertain. Adversity calls us to dig deeper, to summon a power beyond ourselves. This strength does not deny the hardship, but embraces it, knowing that every storm survived makes us more resilient and prepared for what lies ahead. Strength in adversity also teaches patience and perseverance. The challenges we face are often long and difficult, requiring endurance. In these seasons, strength is not about rushing to the end, but faithfully continuing step by step. This steady persistence, born of adversity, shapes our character and prepares us for the blessings to come. When we reflect on the strength we gain from hardship, we realize that adversity is a teacher with a tough but valuable lesson. It reminds us that setbacks are not the end, but a part of the journey. Strength cultivated through adversity equips us to face future trials with confidence, knowing we have overcome before and will overcome again. Ultimately, strength in adversity is a testimony to the power of the human spirit to rise above pain and difficulty. It is a declaration that no matter the challenge, we will not be defeated. This strength carries us forward, lifting us through the darkest nights toward the promise of a new day, shining with hope and renewed purpose. Purpose and calling are the guiding stars that lead us through life's uncertainties and trials. When we discover a purpose greater than ourselves, it ignites a passion that fuels our perseverance. This sense of calling gives meaning to every step we take, every obstacle we face, and every sacrifice we make. Without purpose, the journey feels aimless, but with it, even the hardest moments gain significance. To live with purpose means to understand that our lives are not random or accidental. Each of us is uniquely created with a mission that only we can fulfill. This calling may not always be clear at the start, but as we seek it with an open heart, clarity begins to emerge. Purpose anchors us, giving us direction and focus when distractions and doubts threaten to pull us away. Our calling is often discovered through the challenges we encounter. Difficulties have a way of pointing us toward our true purpose by stripping away distractions and sharpening our vision. It is through the fires of adversity that we find what truly matters, revealing the mission that will bring fulfillment and lasting impact. Purpose transforms suffering into a stepping stone towards something greater. When we embrace our calling, we tap into a wellspring of motivation that surpasses ordinary endurance. It is this deep sense of meaning that empowers us to keep going when the road is long and the burden heavy. Purpose gives us the courage to say no to quitting because we understand that our efforts contribute to a larger story that will unfold in time. Living with purpose also means living with responsibility. It calls us to act with integrity, to serve others, and to pursue our goals with passion and commitment. Our calling is not just for our own benefit, but is often tied to making a positive difference in the lives of those around. This awareness elevates our struggle into a noble journey that touches more than just ourselves. At times, purpose requires patience and faith, especially when results are not immediate or visible. Trusting the process means believing that our efforts are not in vain, even when the outcome is uncertain. This trust sustains us and helps us remain steadfast, knowing that every small step taken in faith builds toward a greater fulfillment of our call. Purpose and calling also provide hope when discouragement threatens to settle in. They remind us that our lives matter, that we have a role to play in a story bigger than any one moment of difficulty. This hope becomes a source of strength that propels us forward, even in seasons of waiting and struggle, encouraging us to persevere with unwavering resolve. In the end, purpose and calling are the lifeblood of persistence. When we hold tightly to the mission set before us, quitting is no longer an option but a contradiction to our very existence. Purpose fuels our determination, strengthens our faith, and lights the way through every shadow, leading us to a future shaped by meaning, impact, and fulfillment. Doubt and fear are among the greatest obstacles that stand between us and the fulfillment of our dreams. They creep into our minds like shadows, whispering that we are not enough, that we will fail, or that the struggle is too great. But to overcome these powerful foes, we must first recognize that doubt and fear are not the truth. They are reactions to uncertainty, and they can be conquered by faith and courage. When doubt enters the heart, it challenges our confidence and causes hesitation. It convinces us to question our abilities, our worth, and our path. But overcoming doubt requires us to remember past victories and the strength we have already shown. It calls us to focus not on what we lack, but on what we have been given. The talents, the experiences, and the resilience that carry us forward. Fear often paralyzes, making us freeze instead of move, retreat instead of advance. It feeds on the unknown and magnifies what might go wrong. Yet overcoming fear means stepping into the unknown with trust and boldness. It is the choice to face uncertainty with a steady heart, knowing that fear has no power over us unless we give it that power. Faith is the antidote to both doubt and fear. When we choose to believe in a higher purpose and in our own potential, we build a fortress of hope and courage. This faith is not blind, but grounded in truth and experience, strengthens us to take each step forward, even when the path is unclear, because it reminds us that we are never truly alone in our struggles. Overcoming doubt and fear also involves speaking words of encouragement to ourselves. The inner dialogue we cultivate can either weaken us or empower us. By choosing faith-filled, positive words, we begin to dismantle the lies doubt and fear tell us. Affirming our worth, our strength, and our calling renews our spirit and ignites the determination to keep moving forward. It is important to remember that overcoming doubt and fear is a process, not a one-time event. Some days the doubts may seem louder, and the fears may feel more overwhelming. But each time we confront them and choose courage, we grow stronger. Every small victory over these inner enemies builds momentum and makes challenge easier to face. Surrounding ourselves with support can also help in overcoming doubt and fear. Encouragement from others reminds us of our value and helps to steady our hearts when we fall. Together we create a community of strength where faith flourishes and fear loses its grip, enabling us to keep pressing toward our goals with renewed hope. Ultimately, overcoming doubt and fear is a declaration of faith and resolve. It is the decision to refuse the chains of uncertainty and to walk boldly in the light of purpose. When we conquer these inner battles, we open the door to growth, victory, and a life lived fully in courage and conviction. Hope is the light that shines in the darkest moments, a beacon that guides us through the storms of life. It gives us the strength to believe that no matter how hard things get, there is a brighter tomorrow waiting. Without hope, the burden of struggle becomes unbearable, but with hope, we find a reason to keep moving forward, even when the path seems unclear or steep. Encouragement is the fuel that sustains hope and turns it into action. A kind word, a gentle reminder, or a shared story of perseverance can rekindle a spirit that is growing weary. Encouragement is not just for others, it is something we must also give ourselves. Speaking words of faith and confidence aloud reminds us that we are capable and worthy, and that the fight is not over. The power of hope lies in its ability to transform perspective. Is lost or difficult to what is possible. When we embrace hope, we see challenges not as the end, but as opportunities to grow and learn. This perspective brings peace to our hearts and strengthens our resolve to keep pushing forward. Encouragement nurtures community and connect. When we encourage one another, we build bonds of trust and support that carry us through difficult seasons. These connections remind us that we are not alone in our struggles and that together we are stronger than any of them. Encouragement is a gift that multiplies, spreading strength and courage far beyond what we might imagine. Hope and encouragement work together to break the chains of despair and defeat. Hope gives us the vision to see beyond the present, and encouragement gives us the courage to take the next step. They empower us to rise after every fall, to face each day with renewed energy, and to believe that our efforts will bear fruit. In times of doubt and discouragement, hope whispers promises of redemption and renewal. It assures us that setbacks are temporary and that better days are. Encouragement, whether from within or from those around us, helps us hold on to these promises and turn them into reality through persistent effort and faith. The power of hope and encouragement also lies in their ability to inspire action. When hope fills our hearts, we are motivated to act boldly and with purpose. Encouragement fans this flame, giving us the confidence to step out in faith, knowing that we are supported and equipped for the journey ahead. Ultimately, hope and encouragement are lifelines that keep us from giving up. They remind us that no matter the trials we face, we have the strength to endure, the support to continue, and the promise of victory on the horizon. With hope in our hearts and encouragement in our voices, we can overcome any challenge and press forward with unwavering determination. Victory is not always immediate, nor is it always easy, but it is the reward reserved for those who persist. Persistence is the steady, determined effort that refuses to give up, no matter how many times we stumble. Or it is the choice to keep moving forward when the world says stop, and that choice leads us closer to victory with every step we take. Persistence is born out of belief in ourselves, in our goals, and in the greater purpose that drives us. When obstacles arise, persistence refuses to be defeated by them. Instead, it views every challenge as a chance to learn to grow stronger and to become more prepared for the final triumph. It is this mindset that separates those who quit from those who win. The path to victory is often long and winding, filled with moments that test our endurance and resolve. Persistence keeps us on this path by reminding us that success is not about speed, but about staying the course. Each day we persist, we build momentum that carries us beyond the limits of exhaustion and discouragement, fueling a relentless pursuit of our goals. Persistence also demands patience, for victory rarely comes overnight. It requires us to trust us and to keep our eyes fixed on the prize, even when results are slow to appear. This patience strengthens our character and teaches us to value the journey as much as the destination, knowing that true victory is shaped over time. In the face of setbacks and failures, persistence is the voice that says, try again. It encourages us to rise after every fall, to learn from mistakes, and to keep pushing forward with renewed determination. Without persistence, failure becomes final. With it, failure becomes a stepping stone on the road to success. Victory through persistence is not just about achieving external goals, but also about conquering the inner battles of doubt, fear, and fatigue. It transforms us from the inside out, building resilience and courage that sustain us beyond the immediate fight. This inner victory is as important as the outward success we seek. Surrounding ourselves with encouragement and support can strengthen our persistence. When we share our struggles and victories with others, we gain renewed strength and inspiration. Together, persistence becomes a collective force that drives communities, families, and individuals toward greatness. Ultimately, victory through persistence is a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome, endure, and triumph. It reminds us that no matter how difficult the journey, the one who refuses to quit will stand victorious at the end. Persistence lights the way to victory, carrying us through every trial until we reach the place of triumph we were meant to find.